Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're seeing this video for the first time, you're most definitely welcome. Do well by subscribing to my channel, liking my video, commenting and sharing if you find this video interesting. So there's something I want to tell you guys. News flash, I made this hair myself. I made this beauty hair myself. I had to challenge myself this week. I was like, see babe, so when you travel to the abroad, to Canada or to the US, this is how you want to be going from one place to the other, because I heard making of hair there is so expensive, and trust me, I'm not ready to go and waste money. So yes, I have to start the rehearsal right now. Yeah, so that's it. So let us just go into today's video already. I'm so excited to talk about my life as a youth, or what I did as a youth, what my experience was like. So sit back, relax, carry your popcorn and watch. Don't go anywhere. So today I'm talking about why I called off three damn proposals. And just for those of you that do not know, the first time I was proposed to was when I was 18. I was 18 when the first guy came for my hand in marriage. One dude, fine bobo from Spain, like that, like fine guy, we owe money, came from Spain, and it was wanted to marry me, came to see my parents. It was supposed to get serious. My parents, they liked him because, yeah, he was a really cool dude. But after doing my number one, I was young at the time. I was 18, and thank God for the kind of parents that I have. Like, I have my parents, even at that time, they were so understanding. They wanted me to make my decision myself. I remember vividly well that the guy came through my aunt. My aunt brought him to the house. You know how some guys abroad, they just tell you, please help me get a wife, or I'm coming back to Nigeria, help me get a wife, please. So I was like that trophy wife that they had put together at that age. So when the guy came back to Nigeria, he came to Lagos, he came to my house, and after all said and done, my dad called me. I was like, see, I know you're still very young, and marriage shouldn't be a priority to you right now. Like, you still have your life to live. So I'm going to leave you to make your decision. If you feel like you want to go ahead with this marriage thingy, let me know. If not, it's not a problem. So after thinking about it, I called my parents and I told my parents that I didn't want to go ahead with the marriage, or I didn't want to go ahead with it, that I wanted to go to school. And the guy's arrangement was to send me to school, as soon as he wanted to take me back to Spain. He wanted to take me to Spain with him, then enroll me in a university, and the rest of it. That was their own arrangement, not my arrangement. So when I looked at the whole thing, it wasn't something I was mentally ready for. I wasn't ready to be a wife at the time. Even if, yes, I understand the fact that people have their own clock, different women with their own time. For if it were to be other people, there are actually some people that if they don't get married at that time, it will be a big problem for them to get somebody else to, it would have been a problem for her to get a spouse or a man that would settle down with her in future. So I just wasn't ready for that. I wasn't physically or mentally or psychologically ready to be put in a family way at that time. So I spoke to my dad about it, and my dad was really understanding. And okay, yeah, prior to that time, I remember there was time I was having this conversation with the guy, and he gave me a gist of one girl he was supposed to marry. So apparently he had sent the girl to school, like he sent the girl through uni, a Muslim girl. When he got back from, then he went to Spain, got back from Spain, still seeing the girl through school. He went to the girl's house, and the parents of the girl refused him from marrying the girl. They said that their Muslim daughter would not marry a Christian guy. So when they gave me that gist, I was like, oh, what the hell? Like, you saw this, they saw you, they were there when you were paying this girl's way through school. They did not come through for her, and now their daughter automatically is not, or you are not worthy to be a daughter. Their daughter is not you are not good enough for their daughter anymore. Sorry, before I bite my tongue, you are not good for their daughter anymore. So it was, I was pissed off. But then that was when it now clicked in my head that, hey, I don't want to be a third wheel, when somebody has been heartbroken and the person is just looking for somebody else to lean on. And I didn't want it to be that. Like, any guy that will come and love me will love me for me. I'm not saying there was no possibility of him loving me at that time, or there was no, yeah, he liked me very much. Let me use the word like he liked me. But after hearing that, I didn't want to be some pushover or something. So in my head I was like, okay, what if something happens and these two people, they reconnect? And that was when I told the guy, I said, see, this whole relationship thing will not work. Then yes, he went back to Spain. He was really bitter. He was bitter at that point. He was bitter. He came to my house severally to talk to my parents about the decision I had made. When my parents called me, I also told them, come, this is my decision. At the end of the day, I'm the one that will, if I decide to go on with this guy, I'm the one that will marry him. You people will not marry him and go to Spain and go to a foreign land and go and live. Suppose it was Nigeria, I'll say, okay, if this guy misbehave, I'll come back home. I have a shoulder to cry on. I have a family in Nigeria. But we're going all the way to Spain, you all. So I just told him, I said, no, this thing will not fly. I cannot get into this. So I don't know, I think it was just the wisdom of God. Yeah, it was just the Holy Spirit that that helped me to analyze the whole thing and get into a make it the right decision. So yeah, recently I heard he married the girl and they even have two kids together. I guess when he went back to Spain, um the girl got suicidal or something. I don't know, but he had to come back and marry her. He had to come back to Nigeria, marry the girl, and yeah, they're living happily ever after. So just imagine, I put my head in that kind of situation. Just imagine how it would have turned out. Yeah. So that is my number one experience, and the first marriage proposal that I turned down because the Holy Spirit spoke to me. So let's continue. The second one was a guy I met at the bank. Then we're living in Agbara. I went to the bank I can't remember what I went to do at the bank. Then the guy just drove past me, came to the bank. I was on the queue. The guy came and was behind me. The guy did not come for any transaction, just because he saw me walk into the bank. Then he came when I came out of the bank after doing my I just don't remember what I went to do inside the bank. Then when I came out, the guy started following me. He left his car and started following me. It was disturbing to me. So when I got home, I did not realize that this guy followed me. He followed me to the front of my gate. It was when I got to the front of my gate that I just saw this guy again coming down from that same car. And I was pissed off. I was scared. Yes, I was pissed off. I was scared. Then I asked him, I was like, why are you following me? What is the problem? Why are you following me? He was like, that he likes me, that the Holy Spirit told him, as soon as he saw me, that the Holy Spirit told him that I am his wife. And hearing that alone, I was like, that's blasphemy. Like, you're just meeting me for the first time. The Holy Spirit cannot be possibly telling you that I am your wife. Then the guy was like, no, 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 that he cannot hear wrong. He's a pastor in Mountain of Fire Church. And so to cut the long story short, he left that day. The next day he came back. After that day, another day, he came back again and knocked at my gate. Then I think he met my elder sister. Then she called me, and my elder sister called me and told me somebody was outside the gate looking for me. I did not even have the slightest imagination that it would be him. So when I went outside the gate, I saw him. I was like, God, this guy again. So he came and just begged me, was like, okay, that he just wanted to speak with me that I should give him some time to speak with me. I said, okay, no problem. And excuse me. So we sat down and we talked. He seemed like a nice guy. He seemed like a nice guy. And when he brought up the marriage thing again, I said, see, guy, I'm sorry. I was not in any relationship at the time, but it just felt, number one, he wasn't my kind of person. Number two, I just didn't feel that vibe between us. So when after the conversation he asked me again, it was like that, please can you see my parents? I told him straight up, I said it doesn't work like that. You even have to know me. Like, you just met me yesterday and you already want to see my parents. And I said, no, you don't jump like that. That's number one. Number two, I am not desperate for to get married. I'm not desperate to get married. So can you just calm down? Then he said, okay, that let us get to know each other. I said, yes, even if anything will happen, let us get to know each other first. We have to be friends. We have to be friends first. Then he agreed. A week after, he came with his sister. He came with his younger sister. We went out together. We talked. And after, nice girl as well, nice young girl as well. So I guess she came to see her sister-in-law to be. Yeah. So when she left, when she left, the guy called me and asked me if he could give the younger sister my number, that she was traveling to the village, that he wanted his younger sister to have my number, so if she gets to the village, his mom can speak with me as well. I thought that was too forward, but I was like, okay, no problem. The younger sister kept calling me. If she calls me, sister-in-law, 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 that kind of vibe. And trust me, I wasn't finding it funny at all. It was just awkward to me. So after about a month, the guy called me and asked me to meet him up somewhere, not so far from my house at the time. So I went to the place, and the next thing, this guy told me to close my eyes. I closed my eyes, my dear. Opening my eyes, this guy was kneeling down with an engagement ring. It was as if the ground should open for me to enter. What the? Like, how did it get to this point? So I just told him, it was like I should bring my, no, I was still closing my eyes when he said I should bring my hand, my my left hand. So I brought my left hand, and he just, as soon as he was slipping the ring into my finger, my dear, I opened my eyes immediately and retrieved my hand. And I told him, I was like, what's going on? He said that he's proposing to me. He loves me and he wants to marry me. He wants to take me home to his mother, that I should please be his wife. I told him, I said, guy, things don't happen like that. It's like we just met barely a month ago, and I'm trying hard to get into this. I'm trying hard to know you. So that was how he now gave me the engagement ring, that he was not going to collect it back. I should just hold on to it. So I held on to the engagement ring for so when I got home, I called my sister, I called my mom, and I'm from a close-knitted family. And we have conversations. I have conversations with my sister. I'm the last girl, and I have 3 elder sisters. So I told my elder sister, I was like, see the engagement ring that this guy gave me. My elder sister laughed, and so after about 2 weeks, I had to give that ring back to the guy. I told him I wasn't interested. Man, that was the first time I saw a guy cry. Like cry tears. It was such an emotional feeling, but I had to do what I had to do, because truthfully, I wasn't interested in like, there was no attraction. That thing wouldn't have worked for no reason. Yeah, so that is it. The last one, I'm a little bit skeptical about telling the last story, because myself and the guy's younger sister, were still friends till date. So I'll just say, let me ask for her permission first before I can disclose the last proposal story, the last marriage proposal story. Yeah, so that's it. So yeah, that's my story about proposal. Every woman with their own time, every woman with their own time. But I feel like when it is your time, you will know. When it is your time, you will know. And you have to be fervent in prayer as well. Like every woman, whether you are of a marriageable age, whether you are above that marriageable age, wherever you find yourself, and you are praying and asking God for a life partner, pray about it. Listen to your spirit. Listen. I don't know, cause the heart sometimes, but let the Holy Spirit direct you. Let the Holy Spirit guide you, and He will bring your own to you. Don't go and marry another person's husband. Oh. Imagine if I settled for that first guy because he came from Spain. That was clearly someone else's husband. You know that it was it was not convenient for him at that time. He was going through a heartbreak at that time. So you can imagine if I just dived into the relationship because of one reason or the other. I don't know what the outcome would have been, but yeah, I'm married as well. I am happy as well, and so that, guys, that's my story. Until I see you next time. If you also have a similar story as I do, or you feel like you should share your story, leave it in the comment section below. And if you have a question, feel free to ask. I will answer them all. Until I meet you next time, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe, like this video, comment, and share if you find it interesting. Until next time, guys, bye.